I'm Jeff. This is my potter's journal for, let's say, Halloween 2023. Last year's video, this time of year, titled Fright, was such a delight. This year's video, that was to be all smiles, turned out the fright. Let's see what happened in the kiln today. So it's a manual kiln, it's just a bisque firing. I'm not expecting there's a problem at first glance. That my happy, smiling pumpkin faces, okay, seem very dark and deep in color. I was expecting more of, here's redware color, bright red. But it didn't necessarily have to be, because I was using a clay body that was around the studio for years. 30 years, maybe more or less. The last time I tested it with stoneware, it nearly melted. So I thought maybe it's redware, and I gave it a try. But as I got further in here, I'm seeing something's not quite right. That and not so much with these, but it was my pigs. This is my hazelnut cone 6 stoneware. And I'm seeing that it looks almost vitrified. That, okay, we do the test, and my tongue's not sticking, that we've got an overfired bisque. And then I'm realizing, oh no, these little things are such a nuisance. Such a nuisance to glaze. I've got to make little things to stand them upright, that they are going to be hard, overfired, to accept the glaze. So maybe we'll deal with that in this video too, dealing with the overfired bisque. Oh no, and oh, I'm rushing all of this through, okay, for a show. And these are going to be difficult to get to accept the glaze. So maybe we'll do that in this video. Work on getting the overfire bisque to accept the glaze. And there's the sitter cone. It is melted. It is liquefied. I don't know what happened, and I don't know how these things work. It is all witchcraft and magic. And it is just a bisque, so we'll go through this fast. But this is a black clay from Standard Ceramics 266, overfired. I have no idea what temperature we got to. These things, I want to get some glaze on the outside. This clay body is hard to get to accept the glaze to begin with. I often thin down the glaze, or I mean take water off and thicken it up. These, just the thing. Okay, the pharmaceutical, apothecary, mortar and pestle, just the thing for some witch and her brew. And this is just a bisque, so but the thing that's different about this is the raw clay. I'm going to have, there's potential with the slipware and raw clay, that there's a look to these that can be used maybe at some future date. I'll have to do something raw at stoneware temperature. And okay, it looks like I wasn't sure on my market on my potion pitchers, jugs, so we did put just a tulip on the one. And what this kiln was all about, and these are the minis, I made some little small ones at the very end, is about our pumpkin heads. So I think I'm okay with these. This is what I'm rushing through for a show, so yeah, we'll get by. These guys will be okay. We'll have to pull these guys out and even light them up. But look at that. I've only had a couple firings go wrong in the past 5 or 6, 7 years. So I once turned off a glaze, and look how flat that is. I once turned off a glaze because I knew it was going over time. I guess that's when I check the cones. I very seldom even check. And here we go. Look how that is stuck. to the little sitter things, I always have a spare pair of those, so if we can't chip them off, I'm ready to go. But who would ever have thought to check the bisque? I knew it was going too long. I should have. Okay, done something, and you know what? Look at this. Who would ever expect a bisque to stick together? It's the manganese in the black slip on the cap, so we'll give them a tap and get that off. Now, let's see if we can get these guys to accept the glaze. I think first I will put them out in the sun, so maybe a little bit of warmth will help. So, a lot of excitement for a bisque. Here's the color I wanted, but this is what we got. I think, though, this is going to be okay because it's fired high to stoneware, and from what everybody said, they're just too cute with the hats. The question now is the over-fired stuff to be glazed. Will we be able to get it to soak in the glaze? It's going to be a bit of a trick. Okay, do the best I can. I'm going to say, you know what, stop back. Not next week, but a few days here and see if I can work this out in the studio this week. My first reaction exactly. My first reaction exactly. But I think I came up with a smile here on the end.